About there. Hello, everyone, and welcome to my new show, Out of Nowhere. Well, my special guest today is Amanda Tuck. Amanda is a spiritual teacher, international psychic medium, author, NLP coach, hypnotherapist, practitioner of the therapy, Reiki master, natural born healer, writer, and much more. And she started her own podcast, but we'll talk about that later. Can we please welcome Amanda to the show? Hello there.
Hi, Bob. Thank you for that lovely welcome.
Yeah, that's okay. What have you been doing since you were last on my show?
Well, can I just tell you, before I came on the show just now, my memories on Facebook popped up, and it is I was on your show 4 years ago today. I'm sure I've been on it since, but I was definitely on your show 4 years ago today.
Yes.
So obviously, this date, 3rd of April, is a Bob and Amanda date, obviously. So what have I been doing? Well, like you say, I have just launched a podcast. It launched yesterday. It's called the Angel Mystic Podcast. It's gone to #1 on the spiritual charts for iTunes in the UK, which is really exciting. And it's getting great feedback. I have been procrastinating on this for 3 years, and I'm so glad that I sort of bit the bullet and did it. So yeah, that's super exciting. And I've just been really busy with my work, serving my clients, helping people manifest, helping people connect with their angels, and all that good stuff that I love to do.
Well, there may be a few people in the chat room who don't know you like I do. About yourself.
Well, I am into my 15th year of doing psychic work professionally, but I've obviously been a psychic all my life, and I help people connect with their angels. It's hard to give myself a title, but if anything, I would say I was a spiritual teacher, helping people manifest, work with law of attraction, create the life that they want. I find that my NLP skills come in very handy to help people overcome blocks, fears, and limiting beliefs. And yeah, I just love all things woo-woo, really.
I like that. Woo!
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's brilliant.
Yeah. I'm known as,
But
I turn the
can you remember when you
woohoo.
first started? Yes, the woo. Um, can you remember when you first started all them years ago?
I can. Yeah, because I did it as
Was it?
a hobby first.
Oh, did you?
Mm. Yeah, it was my
And
hobby.
how did you find it when you first started out?
When it was my hobby, it's just been part of my life. It's something I've always had a really big desire to learn more about, even when I was growing up. So it's always been like a real big interest. And it was always a bit of fun, if I'm totally honest. When I was younger, when I used to read my friends' palms in the middle of a maths lesson, or pay for drinks on a night out because I would read people's palms, or do a bit of tea leaf reading. Yeah, all of that sort of stuff was always fun. And then my life sort of took some twists and turns, and I became unwell, and it became a full-time career because it was the only thing I could do at the time. So it's, life sometimes gives you lemons, but you can make lemonade. And I just absolutely love what I do now. I'm so thankful for those sort of what felt like horribly dark times that have turned me into what I'm doing now. It's just amazing, Bob. This is essentially my hobby, and it is my full-time career. So I feel very, very lucky to be able to do this. And it's something that not only do I enjoy, I find really easy to do as well.
I bet you do as well. Do you come from a religious background then?
I do, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, quite a religious family.
And, being a psychic, does it run in the family as well?
Maybe by missing generations, I think is a fair comment. Yeah. Um, and I think, quite often we have psychic abilities, but we don't use them, so they sort of lie dormant. But my nana definitely taught me a lot when she was still around, and acts as one of my guides now that she's in spirit again. But I've not come from sort of a a bloodline where it's been out and loud and proud with your spirituality. It's definitely more of a bloodline where they're very religious, which doesn't really resonate with me at all. I'm not religious, I am spiritual.
Yeah, it's strange that because I always ask that question just in case. Because somebody said, "Oh, I come from a religious background." It depends where you are. If you're in America, a lot of Christians, and there's lots of different beliefs in America. They don't psychic mediums in America find it quite hard to find a church to go to in some states because they're not recognized.
Yeah, and also frowned upon. I found that I did many moons ago
Yeah,
now, but I did a stage show that went around the UK, and I had to find my own sort of places in each town to organise the event. And so many, if it was a church hall, they didn't want to know when they knew what I was doing. They definitely didn't want me going in there. Village halls were okay, but church halls, no, they don't want psychics in there at all. So it is interesting, but that's the organization, isn't it? That's religion is a very organized thing. I am very much freestyling my way through life and freestyling my spirituality, and I don't
yeah.
conform and fit into boxes. That's that well.
Do you think it's spiritual is changing a little bit now? Because I'm not saying there's a lot of old people doing spirituals, doing the circuit, but a lot of them are retiring and they want a new blood to come through now.
My take on that is that what I've seen in the last 15 years of doing this professionally is that people are a lot more open. When I started out, opening my shop in little sleepy Windermere and doing spiritual woo-woo stuff, it was a bit sort of like frowned upon and not very fully accepted. Nowadays, people are just so much more open. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's good that they're open now. It's spread around.
Mm.
Because there's always something. A lot of people say to me, um, "How did you start out?" I said, "Well, I started to go to a church. Some people they have awareness classes. I would say go and go to the church, and that see if they do any awareness classes, and then go and have a look at it, see if it's for you.
Yeah. Sit in a circle, develop yourself. Because essentially, Bob, we are these spiritual beings in this human reality right now. And we we forget about that. And that's when life becomes so much harder. I am not into ghost hunts or anything like that. I'm about living in harmony with what I call the upstairs, the angels, spirit guides, our loved ones in spirit. I think life gets a lot easier when we start tapping into those sources that we can tap into, rather than, the scaremongering and the fear stuff. And, it's just where I'm at in my journey. Yes, I'm a psychic medium as well, but it doesn't excite me. Evidence of spirit doesn't excite me. And I've had some wild evidence of spirit, let me tell you. But it's what excites me is people connecting with their angels, because that makes life so much easier. And also people embracing their spiritual side and creating the life that they want, manifesting, using all these incredible universal laws that we can use to change our life for the better, rather than, being in fear of spirit, because that's just not how it's meant to be, in my mind anyway.
Yeah, I agree with you there. So anybody in the chat room would like to ask Amanda a question, don't forget, put it in capitals, so it's easy to write out. Well, I just mean it comes on the screen then. Because I know there's always somebody, there's loads in the chat room today. There's about 15 in chat room already. So it's a really interesting evening. Yeah, I haven't been to church for a while myself. I always try and get there at least twice or three times a month. If somebody's on out, I always like to go and support them.
Yeah.
Because I spoke to a lady, not more, Marlene, this week. I said, how's church going on Monday night? She said, it's getting quiet, Bob. I don't know. I said, well, don't forget, it's been dark nights. People don't like coming out on a dark night. Here, first question of the evening. I'll click on it. Hi, Amanda. How do you know when it's a trick or connection, or maybe some type of trickster, other entity? How do you protect yourself? Thank. Good question.
It is a good question, really good question, Rebecca. Obviously, I teach people to spiritually connect with all the different realms, with your angels, with your guides, with your loved ones in spirit. And interestingly, when I was having a conversation with what I call the collective name of the upstairs, well, it's probably a good year or so now, they said the only thing you ever need to teach is trust, because when we're on this journey, it's about trusting what we're receiving. It isn't that we don't trust them up there or here or wherever they might be to us. We actually are not trusting what we are receiving. Now, I have a program called Spiritual Boot Camp, and when I take people through Spiritual Boot Camp, we spend a whole month in helping you understand your own energy. So when you understand your own energy, and you'll then know whether it's you making it up in your head or whether it's them. And there is ways of checking whether they are from the light or whether they're not, because there is light and there is dark, there is good, there is bad in all dimensions, and including the upstairs. So it is really important and essential, even if you're not doing spiritual work, just in general life, to be grounded and protected. But certainly if you're doing spiritual work, you need to make sure that you have very clear boundaries, and it's about taking control of that communication, times when you open up, times when you close down, and being respectful. Because if you're drinking alcohol and opening yourself up to spirit, that's a no-no in my book, because then you could invite low energy entities in rather than sticking in high vibe land. So Yeah, it's a really good question, and it boils down to you having really good ethics around your spiritual standards and knowing who and what you're connecting to.
Yes, thank you for that, Rebecca. Another question here from Alison. Hi, Amanda. I'm manifesting. It has been helping a little. How can I do it better?
It's a great question again because, Alison, we're all manifesting at every given moment. You're manifesting right now, and when we become conscious manifester, because in the moment that you're manifesting, you're not fully aware of it, you are unconsciously manifesting. But when you become a conscious manifester, that means that you can put your focus on the things that you want rather than things that you don't. I'm sure we all know people that are, complainers, moaning, groaning, all of that, and they're wondering why their life isn't getting any better. Because what you put your focus on, you are going to get more of. So if you are complaining a lot, you're going to have more things to complain about. So it's about being really conscious about what it is that you want. And, you saying that it's been helping a little, how can I do it better? Put more focus on what it is that you want rather than what you don't want, because that's exactly what we get all the time. That is, manifesting using the law of attraction.
Thank you, Alison, for that question. It was a very good question. I like them. I like questions like that. I think it's great. Yeah, there's quite a few people. My golly. Who are you, sir? Rebecca, Alison, Joanne, Diane, Alex, James, Diane, Janice. Alison says, thank you for that. What you got planned for the future for yourself then? I know you're about your podcast and
what have I got planned for the future? She says, looking at her board on her wall. Just plodding along as we are at the moment. There's no big, no books coming along. There's nothing big in the pipeline at the moment. The podcast was big. It was my intention for this year to get that out, and I'm delighted I've done that. I want to be consistent with that now. I don't want to be one of those podcasters that launches it and then falls away. I wanted to continue, on with that. And continue to serving and supporting my communities and the people that I work with all the time, just to, reach more people, let more people know that they've got angels, let people know that they've got more control over their own destiny than what they thought. And how I've been working with the angels, particularly at the moment, is we've been doing these little lives, on various social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, where I just go on and do rapid tune-ins to people. So people will, indicate they want a reading, or not really a reading, but a message. And the angels are really bringing through sort of some punchy, almost like one-liners of what people need to know, need to focus on. So, I'm fully guided by them. So I'll do what I need to do and go where I need to go. But certainly, more angels, definitely.
oh, thank you for that. Yeah, there's a few people be wanting readings, even if it's a small reading. I've asked everybody in the chat room if they want to read it, and they're all saying, "Oh yes, please, Bob. Oh yes, please, Bob." I'll start from Alison. Yes,
Okay.
please, Bob. A reading for Alison, please. And then
Yeah.
I'll take
Okay.
her off. I know she's been done then.
I just feel Alison's energy is very tired. I don't think you're feeling particularly tired
Then she
today,
will
or whether it's something that's more long term. But your energy just feels a little bit flat, Alison. I just feel really tired from you at the moment. And they're talking about how you are, you need to do better self-care. I feel like you're deficient in something, that you maybe need a supplement or something, but I feel like you need to look after your physical health more because you're pushing yourself too hard at the moment. That is what the angels are saying. And I will pull a card for Alison as well. Oh, look at the time, 1919. Of course, number synchronicities is a great sign from your angels. And this one is Alison's card, which is the soul card. The soul card is really, saying that she is an old soul. She's been here before. It's not her first rodeo. And you need as well, Alison, to look out for, I'm really aware of a stiff neck for you, but rainbows is one of your signs, is what they're saying on this card. Rainbows, the light's catching it, but there you go. So that was for Alison. Drink more water too, Alison. I'd love to know the feedback on that as well.
I'm sure she'll get back to us on that one. Can you pull a card for Joanne, please?
I can. I feel like it's time for Joanne to speak her truth. And that might be just speaking it to herself first before she even vocalizes it to anyone else. But this is a woman that is holding herself back. She's got so many ideas going around in her head, but not taking any action. And this is the card for Joanne. It is the safety card, which talks about how you need to be more, one, aware of your own energy, and two, aware of other people's energy, and be more protected, be more grounded. It's something that you need to be doing maybe more than once a day, because your energy, or you feel a little bit like a sponge. You feel very open and very porous, and you're absorbing so much stuff that isn't even yours. And so when you're picking things up, you need to be asking, is that mine? And if it is not yours, you send it away.
As Alison got back and said, thank you, Amanda. So true. I do have to push my body around.
Yeah. Well, the angels
general
know.
Reading for Rebecca. Sorry, go on.
The angels know everything, don't they? That's the thing. We all have angels. And
they do. The angels know.
Yeah. So it's really... who are we doing this for? Sorry, was it Rebecca, did you say?
Yeah, the next one for Rebecca.
I feel numb with Rebecca. I don't know whether that's just I can't even get the words out. I feel like I've been slowed down, like I'm in slow motion and just numb. Like there's a buffer around her, like almost dulling everything down. And I just want to turn all the knobs up and make it like all visual and really bright and incredible for her, because it just feels like almost like black and white at the moment. Yeah. I don't know whether that's something she's consciously doing or whether there's some medication she's taking that is affecting things. But I feel like we need to strip things back and get in there and to how she's actually feeling, because it's almost like she's in like this. It's not protection. It's like, I feel like it's like a Play-Doh suit. Like a suit of Play-Doh. It's just, it feels heavy. It's like a buffer. That's what I would say. I want to say that Rebecca's got some work to do on herself in getting through this period, but it's going to be so much easier with her angels. Oh, look, and the worry card came out as well. And this isn't that the angels are worried about you, not at all.
Yes.
But what they are saying is that she is worrying about herself, and about things that she doesn't even need to get involved in. And this is where her energy is getting so depleted. And yeah, I feel like Rebecca, oh my goodness, I feel like if I could wave a magic wand, which I do have one on my desk, I would be waving it for you, Rebecca, because I feel like you need a new start. A new start, yeah. But don't worry about other people. Worrying is something that is learned behavior that we have all learned to do. If you know any babies, if you see a baby, does a baby know how to worry? No, it doesn't. We've learned to worry, so we can learn to unworry. And it's about really focusing on more what you want. Just leave the drama alone, Rebecca. Sorry, the angels are getting quite naggy now, but they are saying leave the drama alone. Also be careful. And this is a message for more than Rebecca, and I'd love to know who can take this, but who watches soap operas as escapism, because that is not something to escape to. It really isn't. It's very draining energy, very negative energy. So step away from the problems.
Exactly. Joanne's just reported back. Said, "Thank you very much, Amanda. It was spot on."
Good.
Who's next? Oh, Diane. Can you pull a card for Diane next, please?
I can. I feel like the angels are wanting to communicate via sleep. So when I say that, there's lots of different ways that the angels can do that. It isn't just about in dream form. I feel like this lady is having disturbance with sleep. In fact, she reminds me very much of how I used to be early on, before I used to be able to control whether I was interrupted when I was sleeping or not. Because I channeled, these are my own angel cards. I channeled these through the middle of the night. I've written many books, programs through the middle of the night. I feel like there's a lot going on through the middle of the night for her. And, it might be that when she is getting disturbed sleep and waking, and it may be waking at the same, the same sort of time, that she needs to tune into that, because the upstairs, as I call them, often use the quiet, the silence of the night to communicate, because that's when there's not as many electrical devices on and it's easier for communication.
Right, thank you for that. It says Diane just said, "Oh my God, I'm being disturbed during sleep."
And if you are, it's about taking control of that. It really is about taking control, and saying, okay, I am closing down tonight, being really closed down. Your chakras are closed, so you can get setting the intention for a really, blissful, restorative sleep, and then in the morning opening up again. Because it's all very well closing down. If you are tapped in and you're psychic and you're receiving things, you can't be closed down all the time, because they'll up the ante and they'll start finding more ways to communicate with you. So you do have to have times when you're definitely, I call it shop shut. My shop shut, put my closed sign on. I visualize like a hat, an invisible hat on my head. And I'm like, no more communication. But then in the morning, I open up. I'm open all day to receive things all the time. And I think there's so much going on for people at the moment in terms of, this a big ascension that is happening. And I have recorded a podcast all about ascension symptoms, if anybody wants to go and have a listen to that. But for me, like, if I have wheat, like, it really brings my vibration down. Alcohol, no, that isn't something that I can do at the moment. Now, there's periods that I will go through where I will have a glass of wine, and there's other times and I'm like, no, and I haven't drunk for a while now because I'm just like, no, I'm just loving the connections that I have got. And I think anything that lowers your vibration means that you're not connecting into these incredible resources that we can connect into. So, yeah, definitely look at that. If you're getting disturbed by sleep, in taking control of that.
Question for him. Could she ask this is from Steph. Could she ask the angels for me? Why do I keep seeing a 4-foot shadow day and night? Many thanks.
Okay, well, that is definitely not an angel. When I tune into that, that is not an angel. I do feel it might be a spirit person. And it's really for her to tune into that. I am not one to sit here and think that I have got all the answers, because I haven't. But you have got the answers within you. If you are seeing a 4-foot shadow, it is for you and it is not for me. So it's about you trusting yourself enough to tune into that and get what you get from that, and your answers will come. But angels are much bigger than 4 foot. That's how I know that that is not an angel. Angels are enormous. If you're going to see an angel, it won't be 4 foot.
No. Could you pull a card for Steph while you're there?
Oh, go on then.
Just a general one for her, please.
I'm really aware of a pain in my left foot with Steph. So I don't know what that is, but hopefully she will know. But the angels are making me very aware of her left foot. Now, I don't know whether she's got a problem in her left foot, or whether that is, more working out that she needs to connect into more divine feminine energy because it's on the left side of the body rather than the right. But I do feel, if I'd really be interested to know if there is something going on with her left foot, because if not, do look out for that. Because they're really making me aware of the left foot. And of course, from an energetic point of view, feet are always about not moving forward with your life in the direction that you want. So how are you not moving forward in the, divine feminine energy? Are you sort of too much in your masculine, too busy doing and hustling, rather than being in that sort of feminine energy, which is very creative? So definitely do more creative things as well for Steph. And I know that she knows what that 4-foot shadow is, but she's scared and she's not trusting herself about that.
Yeah, I'm sure she'll get back about that. Who's next? Rachel. Please, can I have a general reading for Rachel Ford? Oh, Steph's just got back. She said, yeah, I'm under a podiatrist for the left foot. I have a cyst on top of my foot.
Well, there you go. The angels know.
Spot on.
The angels know. Yeah. They're incredibly accurate. They really are. There is no secrets with our angels. So they're just proving it to you tonight. That's all. Sorry, Bob. Where were we up to? Who were we doing then?
Rachel. Where is she? I've just seen Rachel Ford, the caller. Please, can I have a general reading too? Please.
Yeah.
Rachel.
Yeah, I've got her. I've got it. I am being silent because I feel like she needs to be silent. I feel like the angels are asking her to be quiet and be still so that they can communicate with her, because she's a busy lady and got a lot to say. And I also need to say, the first thing I actually heard the angels say is that don't be bothered what other people are saying or doing or thinking about you. I feel like she really needs to focus on herself, because she's given too much of herself away of late. But there's definitely about being in silence and being quiet. I mean, so many people go, "Oh, I asked my angels and they didn't help me," and I totally get that they think that because they're so busy with life, that they don't stop. Enough. Angel energy is so subtle. It's so gentle. It's so easy to miss it. They don't jump in your face like spirit can do. They're so frigging subtle. It's ridiculous. So you have to be still and you have to be quiet so that you can, pick your angels up, your messages that they're wanting to give you yourself. And that's what she needs to do, does Rachel. She needs to be still, she needs to be quiet, and what I would call go within, because that's where the peace is. And I think she could do with a bit of peace. No
I'm sure
cards
she
required
wants some
for that
peace as
one.
well. Yeah. I like that. I like that. Alex, can you have a general reading for Alex, please? Alex Thompson.
Yeah, okay. Can we just, before I go to Alex, can I just say that Steph is saying, I don't think the 4-foot shadow is human. That's what scares me. No, it's definitely not human. It's spirit, but it's definitely not angels, because there's different realms, with the upstairs. There's our loved ones that have just passed over into spirit, and then
Yeah.
there is, they can reincarnate back if they wish. Once you stay up there, you don't need to keep coming back to earth, so that the lessons that we experience and the experiences of being human anymore. We stay in as spirit guides, but angels are higher than that. So it's definitely not a high vibrational thing, but it doesn't mean to say it's a bad thing either. It could just be a spirit guide that's trying to catch your attention. I don't feel it's a negative. I don't think it's anything dark, but I don't think it's an angel, and it's certainly not human. It's of a spiritual nature for sure.
Mm.
Yes, let's go to Alex
I'm
and talking about
sure as
spirit.
well.
Now my voice is going croaky, which probably means that we're switching lanes and moving more into spirits, because that's what happens when spirit get involved. Okay, Alec, I want to say that I have a sore knee, okay, and a sore hip when I'm tuning into this energy. Like, I need to keep moving. I need to keep adjusting myself into different positions. So it'd be interesting to know what's going on there. Something about cars as well. Something very busy energy. Fast cars. I don't know why I'm seeing fast cars. I wanted to change the car. I don't know, but something about cars. I mean, one of the things that everyone should be doing is making sure that they take their angels on every journey that they're doing. And I think Alex should do that as well. So, asking your angels to keep you safe on the road, getting out of junctions quickly and easily, finding parking spaces. It's a great way to start connecting with your angels, is using them to connect and get parking spaces. I think they just smooth the journey in life, but they also smooth the journey on the road too. Yeah, but look out for a red car, I've got to say. It's a red car. Look out for a red car as well for Alex. I am going to pull a card on this time, and it is, it's a red card. It's the no card.
I like that.
And this card isn't saying it's a negative
I
card.
know.
Don't think it's negative, but this is about not rushing into any big decisions. You're making sure as well that you're paying attention to your signs. So messages, on the radio, when the song comes on, the words mean something to you, are definitely a sign from your angel. And look out for butterflies as one of the signs of your angels too.
I'm sure Alex will get back to us very quickly on that. So I know that. Oh yeah, I've just remembered. One for Martin. He wants to know, has June, his mother, got a message for him?
Okay, this is really interesting because he already knows that. Because the message I get is, why is Martin denying his own ability to connect? Why is he giving his power away? And he's not just doing that in the, oh, I want a message from a psychic medium from my mum. Because he knows his mum's very much around him. But what he's not doing is trusting himself. And I think he wobbles in life a lot, trusting himself. And he really needs to, the angels are really wanting to support him. I feel them coming in and sort of like lifting him under his arms, like under his like elbows, to support him so that he can feel stronger in himself. He's actually very well connected, but he knows that. He knows that. He's just doubting himself. And as I said earlier, the one thing that we need when we're spiritually developing is trust. We need to trust. And yeah, his mum is definitely around. I feel like as well that, you know, just to give a little bit of confirmation for him, there's something about a packet of biscuits. Now, whether he's either bought a packet of biscuits or there's a memory linked to a packet of biscuits, it's a specific brand. I feel like it's got like, you know, like crunch creams or something. It's something with a creamy filling. There's something about biscuits that his mum is leaving around as a memory link. When I say leaving around, she's not leaving a packet of biscuits around, though I do think things are moving in his house. I think she's giving this as an example, as confirmation that she's very much around him.
Right. When I see him, I'll tell him that as well. I'll tell him to tune in and listen to the podcast.
Yeah, go for it.
Right, done that. Can you do one for Janice, please?
I can.
Pull a card for Janice.
Yeah. Yeah. And I want to say for oh, look, the light's catching again. Janice needs to be gentle. Janice needs to be gentle and kind with herself. I feel like she's trying to do too much for too long. They're saying too much, too long. Be gentle and be kind to herself. I feel like there's another bit of the message, but it hasn't quite landed yet. Hold on. It feels like she needs a holiday, but it's not possible to take a holiday for whatever reason. But she needs to take a mini break from life. If she doesn't take a mini break from life, she will be made to take a mini break from life, as in something's going to take her off her feet. She's like an elastic band that is about to snap, doing way too much. So she definitely needs to take heed from that and start putting her feet up, looking after herself. You know, and this is the thing, we are human beings, aren't we? But we do not give ourselves enough time to be. Instead, we're running around like crazy, and we should be called human doings because we're doing this, doing that, doing the other. But yeah, this lady needs to be.
Right. I'm sure Janice will get back to us in a minute. Can you pull a card for Mary? I know Mary, she usually gets in chat room. She's probably late today getting in. Just a general one for Mary. I know she's lost her dog, and then she's got a new one now.
Oh my goodness. Yes, she hasn't got over the loss of the dog, because as soon as you said her name, I immediately felt like tugs at my heart. She was very connected to that dog. That dog is still around her for sure. But yes, she's got the new one, but it's not the old one, is what what the angels are saying, is how she feels. Um, yeah, she's very, yeah, I feel grief. I really do feel grief for her. That dog was everything for her. And
Mm.
I feel like she's trying to love this new dog, but it's just not the old dog. Just not the old dog. Oh, and the card that came out was the blockages card. So this talks about how actually what it's talking about
Oh, yeah.
is it's how her energy is really blocked. How her energy is blocked, and I think that's due to the loss of the dog. And this is going to sound a little bit ruthless, but actually the dog is still around her. She knows that the dog's still around her, but she needs to cut cords with that dog and let it go, as in she's not letting it go out of her life from a spiritual perspective, but she needs to emotionally detach from it so the dog can be free. And that, because the dog's like fretting over it, I almost feel like the dog is fretting over her, so she needs to sever those cords of attachment so the dog can be free and she can be free to move on.
Right, I will tell her. She lives in they've got the bottom flat where I live. I've got the top one, they've got the bottom one. But I will tell Mary, I understand everything you say about that. Yeah. Now James has just come in the chat room as well. I know Rachel's wanting another card reading, but we'll let her next. James, can I just have a general one for me, please? He says, James.
Yeah. I just get so many like messages in music for James. I feel like the angels are communicating that way for him. It's almost like every song he puts on, the words are talking to him. Like music is a big like thing for him. It feels like it really lifts his mood, his vibration. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if this guy is also a musician of some sorts, you know, or wants to be a musician. But there's something about music for him, and yeah, it is a great way for him to communicate. In terms of a card, the cards are feeling quite sticky at the moment. And I think that relates to his energy feeling a little bit sticky, as in it's not as clear as
Yeah.
it could be. You know, he's sort of tripping himself up and getting in his own way. And then you see, I'm stuttering over my words. I feel like I'm struggling to get my words out. He's not speaking his truth. He's not talking about, you know, how he really feels and what he really wants to say. And I now feel really distracted as well. So I feel like he's got quite a lot going on. Like, yeah, pulled in different directions, but most of it's his own doing, I'll be honest. But look, he's got the abundance card that's come out. Sorry, the camera's all back front and it's throwing me. But the abundance card is saying that he'll always be taken care of. So, you know, don't worry about any of this because you're going to be so taken care of. And what you need to look out for, as well as those messages in music, look out for messages in like what I call the tittles, as if there's somebody tittling your face. I feel it now as I'm saying it, but definitely the loose hair, cobwebby feeling, that is the angels for him.
Right, I'm sure we'll get back to us. I know Rachel's wanting another one. She said, I've currently got two jobs offer and not sure which one to have.
Okay. Well, that's congratulations on 2 offers. That's amazing, isn't it? Let's see.
It is.
So let's think about it in terms of, I mean, I'm just going to do the yes and the no cards within my deck, but let's think of it as the first offer she got is job 1, the second offer she got is job 2. Okay, So I'm going to ask the question from the cards. Should she accept offer 1? And we're going to turn the cards and see which ones we get first. So I'll let you know when I get to yes or no for job 1. There we go. It's a yes. Job 1 is the offer
Oh,
she should take. But do you know what? Most of all, she should trust her gut, what feels right for her. And I think she probably felt that job 1 was right, but then she thought, well, what the heck is job 2 come along for? And it started to cloud her own judgment. But definitely think about following your intuition, trusting your gut, because it does not let you down.
right. I think we've just got about one left, I think. It looks like Ursula. Ursula. Ursula.
I know
She's
Ursula.
from Aberdeen, Scotland, but originally from Germany.
Yeah.
You know, don't you?
I know Ursula, yeah. She's lovely. Ursula, this is for you. Oh, Ursula, right, immediately I'm getting that you've got digestive issues going on. Really feels like things are not suiting you, and it's because you are raising in vibration. And you need to be more, I want to say, have a super clean diet, super clean. There's also this card coming out for you, which is the focus card. And the angels are asking you to really focus more on you. You know, stop giving things away. Your energy, you know, your kindness is too much. You need to, I feel like you need to keep holding stuff back to you, because your pot feels a bit empty and you're giving too much of yourself away to family, to friends. Yeah, absolutely. Save some energy for you, Ursula, is what the angels are saying.
Right. I think it's somebody else is just coming now. Yvonne, I think it is Yvonne. Could I have a reading, please, Amanda? How many we've got? We've got about 6 minutes left.
Okay.
Please.
Yep. I'm going to pull this card for, oh, it's a blockages one again. This card for, yeah. Who was this for? Yvonne.
Oh.
And this is, you know, again, this is a lady who's tripping herself up. She's not allowing herself to have what it is that that she wants, because she isn't believing in that it is even possible. So I feel like her whole energy needs a declutter so that she could absolutely get what it is that she wants. And even though things might feel a bit dark, there is light at the end of that tunnel is coming.
Oh, lovely for that one. I think we've just got one more. Sophia.
Yep, Sophia.
Can she just have a general reading, please? Sophia.
She can indeed. I know Sophia too.
Ah, lovely.
Ah, Sophia. Yeah. Sophia, it's this one for you. Oh, there we go. It's time. It's time. Do you know what? I've got to say that I think that she is on the brink of something big in terms of change in career. I feel like something needs to change. It might be within the job that she's in already. It might be moving to a new job, but I feel like she's been thinking about this for a long time. And there is something about changing the environment that she works in. Definitely. So watch this space, as I say. Look out for number synchronicities as one of her signs that the angels are with her, but she knows that already. She's very well connected to her angels.
Wonderful. Um, they're all saying, why don't you pull a card for me then, Amanda?
I
I
don't
don't
need to pull.
usually ask anybody.
I don't need to pull a card for you, Bob, but I do have a message for you, which arrived before we even started the show. The angels are talking about how that you have been dotting the I's and crossing the T's in terms of making sure that you. I feel like you've been making plans that about your legacy that you're leaving, the way that you want things to be done when you are spirit side again. I feel like there's something about that for you at the moment. The angels are talking about how you've been thinking about this stuff, and it's about time to make plans. It's not saying that your time's up by any shape or form, but it's time for you as the human you to give yourself some peace of mind that things will. There's something about work continuing when you're not here, Bob. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah, I can take all that. Spot on, should I say. Because they always, everybody in chat room always say, why don't you have a reading, Bob? I said, well, there's other people might need it before me.
Well, maybe you only
So,
ask me for readings because I always seem to give you a message, Bob. And sometimes in the past, you've given me messages too. I know that you've given me messages.
I
Yeah,
know. I have done in the past as well.
yeah.
Right, we've got about 3 minutes. Where can everybody find you if they want to read in about your website and about your new show, your new podcast?
Yeah. Well, everything is the Angel Mystic, whether that is in podcast land, be it, Apple, Spotify, wherever you want to listen to them. We've got 4 shows live at the moment. There'll be then a weekly one moving forward every Tuesday. So please go and have a listen. Please review. Please like, share all of that good stuff. And then everything else is the Angel Mystic, whether that's Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, or my website, theangelmystic.co.uk. I would love to connect with people in all of those places. And there's lots of great free resources over on my website as well if people want to meet their angel or, all that good stuff. It's all hanging out over there.
And what was I going to say? So I think you have wrote books, haven't you, in the past?
Yes, I've got 4 books. I've got Manifesting Manual, Manifesting
Where can they
Journal.
find them?
Yep, you can get these from me or from Amazon. Do I Have an Angel? Excuse me. And also Alice Meets Twinkle, which is a children's book.
Oh, yeah, good one.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I remember that now. Brilliant. Kids' books are really good.
Yeah.
And I also just said, Amanda's Spiritual Boot Camp is amazing. I've joined others of her courses and Abundance Club.
Mm. Yeah, it is. Spiritual Boot Camp is
Alex is
great.
saying, thanks, Amanda and Bob.
Oh, that's nice.
Are you planning any for this year then?
Any more books, did you say?
No, boot camps.
Oh, yeah. There's we've just done a new intake of boot camp people, but it will come round again. I do big trainings quite regularly. So over in my free group, Abundance Manifesting on Facebook, is where you can find all that. Whether it's manifesting, whether it's spiritual development, it all hangs out over there. Yeah.
Yeah, Joanne's just saying, lovely guest, great show. Thank you, Bob and Amanda. Amazing show, Rebecca. They all love this. They all love you anyway.
Oh, that's nice. Thank you.
And we pod, Amanda, all the best for your podcast. I'm sure you've got lots more to do in life. See you writing another book about something entirely different this time.
Well,
And I see you going on a plane journey shortly.
oh, do you? Thank you for that. Well,
Flying away.
am I driving? Am I flying the
do.
plane? Am I in the cockpit?
But you're definitely going away anyway. Yeah. Yeah.
That's good to know.
But thank you so much for coming on the show. It's been wonderful.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Everybody's enjoyed it.
Mm.
Oh, it's been lovely. You're an amazing woman.
Thank you,
Amazing
Bob.
lady.
You're doing good stuff too.
When just before you go, when's your next podcast then?
There's 4 live now, and there's another one coming out on Tuesday. Next Tuesday.
What time is it on Tuesday?
1 minute into Tuesday, so 12:01 a.m. is the time that it drops. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, thank you again. Thank you to everybody in the chat room. You know, we can't do a show without people in the chat room. It does make a show. So thank you again. Thank you, Amanda, for being on the show. My guest on Friday is Gary King. We're talking about crop circles. He's been doing this for 25 years, Gary has. So we know a lot about crop circles. That's at 7 o'clock on Friday night. So thank you again. Thank you to Amanda.
Thank you, Bob.
Yeah, it's been wonderful as usual.
Yeah.